to the final installment of CBC Lyrical, where we have shared the lyrics that move us. It's been so good to hear you guys talk about the songs we sing at CBC and why they mean something to you. You know, one of the perks of being the music guy at a church is that I get to choose the songs we sing. And so the reason I have chosen every song is because I feel like that those lyrics will move us to worship an almighty God. So to hear Mark talk about the gospel and how he's moved every time he sings, "Once your enemy, now seated at your table." Or to hear Grace talk about the assurance that she's reminded of whenever she sings, "When I fear my faith will fail, Christ will hold me fast." Or Andrew, when he was talking about the worth of God and how he's moved when we say, "More than any comfort, Jesus is better." To hear you guys say those things moves me. So I don't have one singular favorite lyric, but I guess there is a song that every time we sing it, I get emotional. Every time we sing Majesty and we get to the chorus, and it says, "Your grace has found me just as I am, empty-handed, but alive in your hand." And every time we sing that, I get emotional because it reminds me of the gospel. And Jesus told a parable about two guys. One guy owed $1 billion and another guy owed $5. And Jesus said if both of those guys were forgiven of their debts, the guy that owed the most would be the most grateful. And I'm that guy. And Paul, when he was writing to Timothy, Paul referred to himself as the chief of sinners. And I relate to that. And in 2 Corinthians, Paul was talking about this war between his flesh and his spirit, and how Paul was desperately wanting that to go away, and he asked God to remove that from him, and God wouldn't. But instead, God said, "My grace is sufficient for you. For my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore," Paul says, "I will boast all the more gladly of my weakness, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me. For the sake of Christ, then, I am content with weakness, insults, hardships, persecutions, and calamities. For when I am weak, then I am strong." Majesty, majesty, your grace has found me just as I am, empty-handed but alive in your hand, singing majesty, majesty. Forever I am changed by your love, in the presence of your majesty. It's been CBC Lyrical. Never stop singing.